All right, guys, we're back with the Screen Team as we give you some movie reviews here on KWOC. And we do this every week. We do a lot of different kind of features, everything from movies that are new in theaters to new on either DVD or digital release. And we do a lot of streaming stuff, too. And this next film is a movie that was released back in 2015. It was an independent feature called Walt Before Mickey. This is a movie that was featured in the early days of Walt Disney before he started the Disney company. All right. So this kind of deals with his early years from 1919 to 1928. And this movie was based on a book that was written by Timothy S. Sussinen. And we've got Sabrina here to help us review this flick. And like I said, this movie was released independently, but Sabrina and I both saw it on Netflix. It was streaming on Netflix. And Sabrina, first off, what were your thoughts on this movie?
Oh, I thought it was really interesting to get a behind-the-scenes look at the man behind the Marvel we know as Mickey Mouse and Walt Disney World. And
sure, everything.
Everything that he changed the world with a mouse, which is just kind of crazy to think. But to see the struggle, to see the failure, that's something that a lot of people don't recall or get exposed to. The man was on the street talking to a mouse. He had lost everything, including his mind, just about. Yeah. I mean, he was in desperate situation, but he never let go of what he truly felt he was meant to do, and that was to create animation.
Yeah. And you said, failure. It wasn't just one failure. It was many, many failures.
Many failures. Man, that guy knew how to fail.
Yeah. He was good creatively, but as a businessman,
terrible.
He wasn't very good.
That's right.
So luckily, we find out later on in the film that he relied heavily on his brother, Roy Disney, who helped him out with keeping things financially sound. And even when he had Roy there, he was still like, We'll work it out. We'll work it out.
It'll be fine. No, it won't be fine. And every successful person is successful because of the people they surround themselves with.
True, very
There's
true.
not a lot of individuals who made major things happen, successful, profitable things happen that did it by themselves.
So is that what your movie's going to be about? How when you met me, then things began to really shoot up for you after that?
Yes. You go to sleep telling yourself that, dear.
Every day I do. Every day. Thomas Ian Nichols, he played Walt Disney. What'd you think about his performance as the great Walt Disney?
I liked it because I don't recall having seen anybody else portray him, so I didn't have any preconceived.
Tom Hanks.
Oh, you're right, Tom Hanks. I forgot about that. Yeah. You know what? I think I like this guy better. Mm-hmm. Just because I don't know him from anything else. Sure. And Tom Hanks is still Tom Hanks no matter what suit you put on him.
Sure.
Even though I did really like that movie.
Yeah. Saving Mr. Banks, I love that movie. I thought it was really, really good. This movie, I didn't care for as much.
Yeah?
And I think it had to do more for the way that this movie was produced. It felt to me like a Hallmark movie, which I have no issues with Hallmark movies. I enjoy watching some of them. But the production of this had that feeling. But also, it wasn't done very well. I thought the acting was kind of bland, and I thought the writing was definitely pretty horrible. And a lot of the figures just didn't fit for me. A lot of the actors didn't fit for me, and I really didn't care for this movie at all.
Well,
not at all, man. I was
kind
of disappointed with that.
I thought it was entertaining. I guess I got bought into the story.
Sure, the story's a great story.
More than I was being critical of how it was put in front of me.
But let me ask you something. Do you still? I mean, if Walt Disney was your boss, would you still look at him in the same light as what we see in this particular movie?
Would I have stuck by him?
Yeah, because he was like, you know what, I'll pay you next week.
Yeah,
and
right?
He didn't.
And that was in a time period when
you needed that
everybody
money.
lived on credit. That was the Depression type era. Right. I mean, it was just you went 2 months behind. I mean, people do it now, but it's just different.
Sure.
Then they could hurt you for it. I don't know. I don't know. I guess I just.
I mean, the movie kind of felt a little romanticized when it should have been a little bit more realistic with that kind of stuff.
Well, it wasn't a documentary.
I didn't say it had to be a documentary. I'm just saying it needed to be a little bit more realistic and not so happy-go-lucky.
How do you know it wasn't realistic?
How do I know? If you were in that situation, would you be like, "Oh shucks, okay, Walt, I'll work for free for you for 2 more weeks"? Would you be like that? I wouldn't.
You want to think about that again?
You know what? I think I'm done talking to you for right now. The movie is called Walt Before Mickey. Sabrina says, give it a watch. Chris says, give it not a watch. Don't watch it. That's what I say.
Don't plan your weekend around it. How's that?
That's a good way of looking at it. All right. It came out in 2015. It's currently streaming on Netflix, but I'm sure you can also check it out on a lot of different digital mediums as well. We've got more reviews coming your way next right here on the Screen Team.